Pittsburgh Steelers fans, thanks for joining us for another Wednesday night episode of the Pump Your Brakes podcast. I'm one of three. I'm your boy Tate. We got the triple OG Shannon White in the building. Shannon, what's up? Don't get fined. Don't get fined.
Thank you for the warning because I was getting ready to.
The big fine.
Because I didn't want to. Every time the show, the intro's playing, you'll hear one of us cough or something. So I try to mute it so you don't hear that.
Yeah, but, I appreciate it. Big G don't got a problem with it. He always the one making noise.
That's trash.
But I'm ready to rock and roll and talk about this final 53. Well, at least how it's set up right now.
Right. And we got Mr. Algorithms himself. While we talking about algorithms, go ahead and get them up in the live chat. That's that thumbs up. Just hit it. That's what an algorithm is in our language. So go ahead. Yeah, Shannon got it. Hit that thumbs up. Big G, Mr. Algorithm, what's good?
What's cracking with y'all, man? Hey, man, it's that time of year, dog. But I need to get something off my chest even before we get started tonight. Claude Bishop, I seen you over there cutting up already, bro. Don't start none, won't be none tonight with the live chat. Because I think, Claude, you're about to come around my way, man, and come on over to the good side for the Steeler Nation, man, and understand some of the things that we talk about on PYB and all the shows that we do on the Steel Curtain Network. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. Good to see all you guys. And let's get a cracking, Tate Boy Fresh and Shannon. Let's go. And let's do what we do.
Hey, Big G, first things first before we get started, man. Let's shout out some people in the live chat. And before we shout anybody in the live chat out, shout me out, man. Tell them what my name is on my shirt.
I'm not saying it. What is shirt? Man. But I'm not saying that. But listen, he has 4 letters that refer to an animal that might or might not live on a farm. Most of those type of animals live in a cliff somewhere. So it's something like I'm giving you good context clues.
For something.
Yeah.
It's an acronym for something.
Yeah.
Can you say it?
I just said it. Go.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So what's cracking with the Black and Gold Standard? Matt Smith, Rob Lightfoot, AFL 67, Rodney Statton, Valley Ford, Jerry Band. What's cracking? I ain't seen you for a minute. Reginald Rivers, Claude Bishop, Jay Steve, Brent Howell, Ted Jones. We got Bake McCraps. We got a lot of folks over there already, dog.
Bake McCraps, my favorite name in the building. Corey Brown just stepped in. Shout out Corey Brown. Big G.
The quad jumped in the building.
Matt
What's up,
Smith,
Quad?
G Stacks.
Yeah.
Rob
I seen Apple
Lightfoot.
over there too. Yeah.
Hey, man. Shout out to Rob. Man. I was watching earlier. He was in the live chat on the Moats podcast earlier. And Big G, this is up your alley, man.
What?
He said he think West Virginia can upstate Penn State.
Agreed.
Okay. Shannon, I know you believe in it. That's your squad.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hopeful. I like the talent on this year's Mountaineers team. They got some explosive elements. If things fall right and the defense surprises me, I think they might pull off an upset.
Okay. That's one of the games I'm looking forward to seeing. Who's Michigan play?
Fresno State.
That's on prime time.
Yeah, that's a bye, basically.
And Colorado play North Dakota State.
Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on Fox. Night. Yeah.
Okay. And shout out to the homie Moats, Arthur Moats, in his podcast, The Moats Experience with Deeks, Arthur Moats Experience with Deeks, and his guest, a West Virginia alum, Terrence Garvin, ex-Steeler, man. I like listening to Terrence Garvin, man. He from my general area. I'm down closer in the D.C. area. He from Baltimore. I go up to Baltimore a lot. He from Baltimore. He sounds so Baltimore, man. He's just fun to listen to.
But he tell the truth, Tate. That's why I like him on there. He tells the truth, bro. I like his takes, man, because he tell the truth.
Okay. I don't dislike his takes. I just say I like listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, Shannon, anything exciting happened since we last met up here?
No. Just, everybody expected something exciting to happen, and a trade, a signing, something, and nothing happens except injuries.
Right. Right.
The injury bug is
well,
on us.
I wasn't talking about so much in the Steelers world. I was talking about in your world.
Oh, no, everything's been smooth and that's a blessing. Not a lot of drama. That's good.
Right. Okay. What about you, Big G? You got all them women over there in your house.
Man, I just been planning. Well, outside of working, I've been doing a lot of planning for my Michigan-Texas game. Next week, I'll be headed out of here, headed to Ann Arbor. On Friday, I'll be doing the Homies Live podcast from Ann Arbor with my boy B Dirt as we sit in the hotel room and wait to get up the next morning to watch Michigan play Texas at 12 o'clock noon. So getting everything together, rental cars, all the other stuff that I'm going to do to make sure that I have that trip.
You and B Dirt got double beds, right?
No way. Jess ain't going for that.
Oh, I thought y'all was sharing a room. Jess
no way.
Too.
Jess ain't going for that. Jess is like, heck no. Okay, that ain't going down like that.
Sounds like a fun trip, but you're not using your time wisely.
Why not?
What you got coming up this Sunday at 9 p.m.?
The fantasy football. I'm already ready for that. I go live with a draft with the Ohio State faculty on Friday, right before we come on the Homies and the Homies Overtime. And I'm telling you already, I've been talking cash money to some of them Ohio State faculty members, and they looking like, who is this guy here? And my wife said, you let him in, so you're going to get all of Big G. You're going to get all of it.
Yeah. Always talking, whether you winning or losing.
That's right. That's right. You're going to get it.
Okay. Hey, just since I mentioned that, we're going to have a on the Know It Alls podcast channel after the Sunday's Know It All show. We're going to air our draft live on the Know It Alls channel.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be around 8:45, 9 o'clock.
I heard something today too, Tate.
What's that?
I heard you let Mod into the league.
I did. Sweet T got out. Mod wanted in. I had 1 or 2 people to get. I said, let me get Mod first crack. What you scared of your baby brother?
I'm about to punish that boy. And I'm letting him know right off the bat, even before we get started. I hope to God you pick Dak Prescott because Dak is trash. I hope he gets it.
Hey, so man, before we go to our first break and get started on this Steelers 53, Big G, I want you to SCN Steel Curtain Network has a partnership with DraftKings. Mm-hmm. And Big G will explain the contest and, the explain it to you.
Okay, so listen, we're going to be hearing this commercial be played in sequence of all the SCN shows from now until September 19th to 29th of 2024. But what's going on is the DraftKings has got a special little thing happening where they're pairing with the SCN network to do some special things for you. So I got the ad read that I want you guys to see or hear or listen to. If you can check out DraftKings Sportsbook for all your sportsbook needs, download the new DraftKings Pick Six app now and use the code CURTAIN. That's code CURTAIN, CURTAIN, for the new customers, and you pay $5 for you to enter and get a subscription. And you get $50 credit in the Pick Six guaranteed. Plus, if you win, you get an opportunity to get NFL Plus Premium paid for by Steel Curtain Network. Like I said, once again, the offer expires on 9/19 of 2024. And for all of you people out there listening to the Steel Curtain Network with Fans First Sports Network, make sure you swing over to DraftKings and give yourself an opportunity to win both of those prizes, the Easy 50 and or possibly getting a whole NFL Plus premium package for the entire NFL season.
No, for a month. And I think you get that if you do it. I don't think you get it if you win. You get it if you do it for a month.
Oh, yeah, 1 month. I did say that wrong. You're absolutely correct, Tate.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to go to break real quick. If you're watching on YouTube. Y'all know the drill. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to hear a few words from our partners for the audio side, and we'll be back and give all our thoughts and take all your questions, as many as we can, about the 53-man roster. We'll be right back after this. And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes podcast on a Wednesday night. Myself, Tate, the triple OG, Shannon White. Hey, Shannon, you just had a birthday. Was your birthday in the Virgo part of August?
No, August 9th. It's a Leo.
Okay, just like my wife. Y'all want to be boss of everything. Big G, you're not a Virgo either. You a Libra.
Facts.
And you trying to get the live chat lit.
It's already lit up. We got over 50 likes already.
Oh,
we already got 50 likes. And I don't know how many watching, but quite a few.
We got 109 in here 10 minutes in, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's lit up already. So let's go. Let's get to this.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go over. Let's just talk about briefly the easy news to talk about, right? Mm-hmm. So we know today that Isaac Seumalo left practice with a pectoral injury. It didn't come off the bone, so it's just something that takes time to heal, like TJ had a couple years ago. So with Seumalo out, he was between him and James Daniel. I think Seumalo was more of a silent leader. Mm-hmm. But what do you think the Steelers do with this absence in their lineup?
Shannon, I'm gonna punt to you, man, because I think I got a little different opinion than you and Tate. So I just want to hear what you got to say first, bro.
Well, just going by the depth chart and how their usage was in the preseason, Spencer Anderson filled in at left guard for Seumalo. Mm-hmm. And, it's going into his second season, even though he didn't get much playing time, but he is familiar with the offense. He does get a lot of practice reps, and he got a lot of training camp and preseason reps. So I think Spencer Anderson will be the first man up. And I think that he is a backup center option, a right tackle option, whereas we know that McCormick is mainly staying on the right guard, but they also have been working with him at center. So these guys are kind of interchangeable, but I do think Spencer Anderson's the first guy up.
Shannon, I wouldn't be shocked if he is or isn't, but I think because of right now, we only have 7 healthy offensive linemen that are there on the Steelers depth chart for the positions. I think there's going to be a lot of experimentation between now and kickoff for the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. I think because, like you said, the reps might go towards Spencer Anderson right away. But I think that eventually, and it could be as early as game 1, McCormick will be shifted inside to play that guard position. Based on my film study and what I saw on that all-22 film, McCormick did not have a lot of mental errors. And he's nasty and sort of built like Zach Frazier as well. I like Spencer Anderson, but I just like the versatility to be able to swing him to the left tackle or the right tackle in case there's an injury. Because we already know that Dan Moore hasn't necessarily been swinging from left to right. We already know that Jones' arm is sort of messed up a little bit. And we already know that Troy Fautano has had some little nagging injuries here or there. So I would rather have, especially if you're going to start Russie at quarterback, I would rather have depth at tackle versus worrying about the inside. So let the young fella play. I don't think our first few opponents has got that game-wrecking defensive tackle against the Atlanta Falcons, Denver. I don't see those game wreckers on those rosters. So I think that would be valuable experience for McCormick to get right off the back. So then that way, if this Ciamalo injury is longer than what we think it is, hey, the kid's ready to play right off the back. That's just.
Can I go now? Can I get my turn?
What I get the brakes for?
Pump your brakes because you're going too far. Because Shannon was right. They're going to plug in Spencer Anderson, and I think McCormick is good enough. And we're talking about backup tackles. Fautanu played today, practiced today. Dan Moore practiced today at left and right. Broderick Jones practiced at left and right. So I think they'll figure it out. And the only thing I think that we know out of all that is that Spencer Anderson is going to plug in for Ciamalo.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
It's just the Tomlin way, man. He never really just goes with the rookie. Hell, Herbig might have started if he didn't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Just not because that Zach Frazier didn't deserve it, but just because Tomlin usually doesn't want to give the rookies anything.
I understand that. But I understand that it's also important for the Steelers to start off hot. And they got to win. And if they're unable to run the ball with Spencer Anderson playing the inside guard position, I look for a change quick, fast, in a hurry. I don't think Spencer Anderson is going to get I don't even look for Spencer Anderson to get a whole game. If they can't effectively run the ball right off the back, they're going to snatch him. So I look for McCormick to be ready.
There's no reason they shouldn't be able to run the ball against Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer Anderson, I think, is more, as far as getting out and pulling and all that, I think Spencer Anderson is more athletic than McCormick. I think McCormick's more of a road raider and will pancake guys and plow them over. But I think in the zone running scheme, I think Spencer Anderson can do a good job with that scheme and this system.
I feel you, but based on what I saw with the 2 film, nah. McCormick's the better guard.
But he probably wasn't playing with. He probably wasn't playing with Zach Frazier and James Daniels in the starting lineup.
Mm-hmm.
What you looked at, Spencer Anderson probably wasn't.
I saw Anderson and McCormick in the starting lineup. Oh, both of them.
Okay, but I'm saying now we're talking about the starters.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Broderick Jones. We're talking about James Daniels. We're talking about Frazier.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about whoever feels in it guard, and we're talking about probably Fautanu. I believe he's going to be ready for week 1.
Yeah, I believe Fautanu. But like I said, with Spencer, maybe it's just me. Maybe what I saw on all 22 film. If I tell you this much, I'll just say this. If I had to give grades on me watching the all 22 film for the inside guards positions, guard or center, I would have graded Frazier number 1, McCormick number 2 for the preseason. They would have graded in front of James Daniels. They would have graded in front of the Isaac guy. They would have graded in front of whoever else played on those inside positions. Those are the only 2 guys to me that would have got high grades.
Shout out to the homie Claude. Shannon, you want to read the super chat? Thank you, Claude, for the hot nickel, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Just think, Shannon, if the Steelers would have gave up a second for Justin Fields, then Zach Frazier wouldn't be on the Steelers. Imagine that. Well, guess what? I can imagine because I remember a little guy named Creed Humphrey, who's the best center in football, the highest paid center. Mm-hmm. And the Steelers had him twice. And they took a Najee Harris. And then the next day, they ended up taking Pat Freiermuth in the middle of a restaurant. I holler out, no. And everybody's looking at me, but I couldn't believe it. Yeah. So I can imagine the Steelers picking the wrong guy and do it twice, first and second round. And that's what got us in the predicament that we were in. But thank the Lord, yes, the Steelers didn't give up a second, and the Steelers got their next legacy guy in Zach Frazier.
Imagine that, Claude. It didn't happen.
Yes.
But thank you again for the super chat.
Appreciate you, Claude. Appreciate it for sure.
Okay, so this easy news right here. Russ.
Yeah.
QB1.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't we all see this coming? We all knew, right?
Yeah, we did. We all did. I don't think we all wanted it, but we all seen it coming.
I'm kind of resolute to it now. I mean, because I knew it was coming. Justin Fields played. I think Justin Fields didn't play well enough to push Russ from the QB1, but I think he played well enough that the Steelers potentially want to do business with him in the future.
Yeah.
So this is Russ's season. Russ don't get hurt. Russ season. Justin can sit back, learn. They'll use them. We'll talk about that too. They'll use them in packages. Tomlin was on the Rich Eisen show today, and he said, well, the young man is too talented just to stay on the sideline with a headset and a clipboard in his hand.
Big facts.
So you know, I think he just doesn't want to give way to the media and, you know, for competition purposes against, you know, Atlanta going into week 1 about what they may or may not do. What do you think about the QB situation, Shannon, and the outcome?
Well, we said in an ideal situation, it would be Wilson. He would bring leadership. He would bring experience and bring execution to the offense. If there would not have been the injury messed up chemistry, it messed up timing, it messed up development time that he needed within this new offense. That I understand them playing Wilson as a starter, but I'm concerned because he said that using certain packages and bringing Fields in is definitely on the table. As you say, that he's too talented and athletically gifted to keep on the sidelines. But I don't think it should be, yes, we are going to use him in multiple different setups and formations and have certain packages each game that gives the defense something else to worry about, something else to think about, that'll bring an element of explosiveness to this offense that you're not seeing right now. It shouldn't be, because here's what I'm afraid is going to happen. If the offense stumbles out of the gate like they did all preseason, they're going to be like, well, we couldn't bring Fields in and use these specialty packages because we're trying to get reps for Russell to get him caught up and, you know, to get the offense running more smoothly. And then, you know, you can lose 2 or 3 games before you figure out that you definitely need to be using Fields and having that type of rotation. I'm afraid that it's going to be, well, the offense isn't performing and executing like it should. So that's why we don't feel comfortable bringing Fields and these specialty packages in there. Because y'all know how Tomlin is. He's stubborn and he's conservative.
Facts. So, Shannon, I think I got a little bit of different. Oh, well, listen, we got a super chat, man, from the Quad Father, Dennis Pavlak. Hey, Quad, man, we appreciate you rocking with us, man. You show up all the time. Chat General for sure, bro. Thanks for the 5 bankers. Quad says, I think honestly hoping they can keep Fields below the snap threshold so the trade stays a 6th-rounder. I wouldn't be shocked at that, Dennis, but I would really say this, Quad, that I think that they want to win no matter what. So if it takes him to having to get those higher snaps in order for us to win games, hey, we got to do what we got to do, man. That's just my opinion.
I'm more in line with that thought, Big G, what you said, because I feel like the Steelers, if they're winning, they don't care if it's a 6th-rounder or a 4th-rounder.
Yeah.
And they're going to get compensatory picks next year for whoever probably signs James Daniels and Dan Moore.
Big
a
facts.
James Daniel compensatory pick could be a 4th round by itself.
Yes.
So I think they have that coming down the pipeline, and I think whatever it takes to win as many games as they can this year is what they do. If that means starting Justin Fields from game 3 on, that's what they'll do.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Russ definitely gets Atlanta and definitely gets Denver.
Yeah.
You know, and what Shannon said, Tomlin is stubborn, but I think he's just going with the because he's conservative and stubborn, he's going with the safer guy.
Yeah.
Kind of the same reason he went with Mitch when Kenny's rookie year.
Hey, but Tate, I got a question to ask. Because I know me and you and Shannon talked about this off air, right? I still saying slash 2.0 for Justin. I still believe that he's going to run, catch, and throw the ball. He's too talented of a player. And I think you'll see mixed packages with him and Cordell Patterson playing a similar role. I don't know if Cordell's going to throw the ball. He can, because I've seen him do it. I think I've seen him throw touchdown passes. But I think with those Swiss Army knife players in Cordell Patterson and in Justin,
two times in one show.
For what?
Because you say he's not catching any balls, Big G.
That's your take. I believe that. I believe he will.
Okay,
I believe he will.
There's a difference in the Cordell Stewart situation and the Justin Fields situation. With Cordell Stewart, there was questions about, similar to Fields, could he process? Could he make these quick reads? Could he throw into the tight windows? All these things. But Cordell Stewart wasn't a top 10, top 12 draft pick like Fields has been. Fields has always been a quarterback. He's never played anywhere else. Cordell did whatever to get on the field. And then eventually he got his opportunity to play quarterback for Bill Cowher. Whereas I don't see Fields. I think Fields, even if he doesn't work out in Pittsburgh, he's not going to run routes and risk getting blown up. His play, I won't be in Pittsburgh next year, and I'll go somewhere else and get another opportunity. I mean, I think there was a supply and demand. I think Stewart felt like I have to do this to get out there and show everybody how good I am. Whereas Fields, he's thinking totally different.
He did. In 1997, the way the league was treating black quarterbacks, Cordell Stewart did have to do that.
Exactly.
And
there
guess
wasn't
what?
too many at all.
And guess what? Cordell Stewart was pick number 52 overall in that particular draft. If Cordell would have been playing in this era, he would have been a top 12 pick. Because they're basically
it's a different era. Yeah.
But he wouldn't have been a receiver then. He'd have been playing straight quarterback.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
So I think you will have packages with Justin Fields potentially running the ball, but he'll take 95% of those plays he's in from under center or his shotgun, or Russ is in the game and he's in a wildcat set in the backfield, some kind of trick play. He's not flanking out and line up. He might even flank out into the slot, but he's not getting no passes thrown to him.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think this is just me. I think that Arthur Smith was as vanilla as he could possibly get with the playbook in the preseason.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Because I think Arthur Smith's got some stuff up his sleeve that he's got two Swiss Army knives. He's got Patterson and Fields. He can do whatever.
Well, I would say Connor Hayward's is an Swiss Army knife too. But
big facts.
What was the package that they were talking about? Was it the Diamond package or the Death Star or whatever?
The Death Star. It was the Death Star.
They've got, you can have Fields, you pistol or shotgun snap to him, have Warren and Harrison there at the same time. Those two guys can block and just do outside sweeps, keepers, quarterback keepers. There's so many ways to attack with Justin Fields that defenses are not going to be able to be prepared for. What they did as you said, in the preseason was, try to have him, misdirection and no blockers.
Yeah.
But see, during the regular season, as you say, Arthur Smith can show his whole playbook and game plan, and it's going to look totally different.
Agree. I agree, bro. Absolutely.
So Justin Fields a secret weapon. Like I said, I mean, I just don't see him. They might run one of them Philly specials or something as a trick play or something. He might catch a pass like that, but he's not just lining up in the slot or motioning out wide to go out and run a route and catch a pass. He's not doing that.
I just believe that the more the season goes on, the more comfortable he gets in that role, then I think you'll see more and more exotic plays from the playbook. That's just what I believe. I think with him and Patterson, the more Shannon got the big fine. The more he goes on, the more it goes on and on and on, man. You're gonna.
Well, I don't want you to hear my dogs barking.
Yeah, I know. But I still had to give you the fine, Shannon. I seen them choppers moving. I had to give you that fine. Had to do it.
Hey, man. So we agree to disagree. I think there'll be plenty of packages, I think if the season goes on, if he gets more action because he's bringing a level of explosiveness to the offense, I think he'll take snaps from Russ, more snaps from Russ. That's where you'll see it at.
Yeah.
Not seeing what they're trying to get him the ball on a wide receiver screen.
Little John, what's cracking, man? Dan Little John, he said, Big G, Tate, Shannon, questions. Do you think they'll turn Justin Fields into a Taysom Hill? Big facts. Big facts. Big facts. I think that's what we do.
Taysom Hill played a lot of inline tight ends, so he did catch the ball, but they will use him in run packages, bring him in the RPO, bring him in down at the goal line and stuff like that. But he's not Taysom Hill catches passes.
I'm just saying from a playbook standpoint, if you sub Russie for Justin, and Justin never throws the ball and he just runs primarily, say 85%, you're tipping your hand to the defense to tell what's going on in before he comes in. But the more exotic you get with him, the more you can do, the more it's going to happen.
It's your backup quarterback, Big G. You're not just throwing passes to your backup quarterback regularly. He's not a receiver. So, but we ready to take a quick break. We watching on YouTube. You know the drill. We're not going anywhere. Audio listeners, we have to hear a few words from our partners, pay some bills. We will be right back after this break, after Big G reads the DraftKings ad with SCN. It's on the screen, Big G.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a special offer this year for you from the Steel Curtain Network, who's paired with DraftKings to do something special for you for this NFL 2024 season. Make sure you check out the DraftKings Sportsbook for all your new sportsbook needs. 66 app now. Use IN for new customers to pay only $5 for their initial fee. And you get up to $50 in Pick 6 credits guaranteed. Plus, one lucky person will win 1 month of NFL Premium on Steel Curtain Network. The offer expires 9/19 of 2024. Make sure you link up with DraftKings and go out and hit that special offer, pairing up with Steel Curtain Network.
Hey, Shannon, was it just me or was his Wi-Fi big trash?
I was trying to check. I didn't know if it was mine or his.
Well, since you heard it, though.
Yeah.
So it was him. Read the first paragraph. Read the first paragraph again, Big G. That's what was real choppy.
The first paragraph?
The first paragraph in the ad, you read it, but it was choppy. We couldn't understand you.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Yeah, so it said, check out DraftKings Sportsbook for all your sportsbook needs. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use the code CURTAIN. That's code CURTAIN for new customers to pay $5 for their initial subscription and get $50 in Pick 6 credits guaranteed. Plus, one lucky person will win 1 month of NFL Premium on Steel Curtain Network. Offer expires 9/19 of 2024. Make sure you pair up with DraftKings through Steel Curtain Network.
Play $5, and if you play, I believe you get 1 month of NFL Premium on us. Now, you don't have to win anything. Just play, and you get that. All right, so we're about to cut the break real quick, and we'll be right back to talk about the 53-man roster for the rest of the show after this. And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes podcast. It's me, your boy Tate, the homies, Big G, the little fella, Mr. Algorithm, and the triple OG from Mountaineer Country, the homie Shannon White. Fellas, let's get into this 53. We kind of running like 5 minutes behind, but that's just because of Shannon and Big-G with the constant bloviating. Now that we back on schedule, we can talk about this 53 we all interested in. So, Shannon, you pick. You want the offense or the defense?
I'll do the offense, I guess.
Okay, well, go ahead and talk about the offense, man. Like who we kept, who got cut you thought might make it, and all that part.
Well, there really wasn't any big surprises on offense, I didn't think. We pretty much knew they was going to go with the top three quarterbacks, Wilson, Fields, and Allen. And Plumlee is maybe, I don't know if they've signed him to the practice squad yet, but it sounds like they're trying to turn him into a Edelman or a Welker, trying to make a future slot receiver out of him. The running backs, we talked a little last week. I didn't know if Cordell Patterson was going to make it. But by that, having that big run in the first half with the starting offense, on a great block by Zach Frazier, I might add. I think that kind of solidified his spot. I wish he'd have got at least a couple of returns in this new setup under the new rules during the preseason, but he didn't. But so that was pretty much straightforward. The wide receivers, again, no real surprises, except for the fact that they haven't signed anybody or traded for anybody. And everybody keeps mentioning they might go after is already signed somewhere else. So it looks like a trade or nothing at this point, which I kind of expect nothing. I don't know about you guys, but I just don't know. You don't just need to bring another body in. If you're going to do anything, you want a proven number two, or you run with what you got. The main concern is all the injuries on offense, the offensive line in particular, because Big G was talking about they have 7 guys, but some of them are injured already too. And you've got 3 rookies that you're going to be counting on to probably play extended minutes this year. So very seldom do you have 3 rookies playing on one offensive line that many extended snaps. But I think they're special rookies. I think they're up to the task, but we kind of wasn't sure what they were going to do at tight end. But the only real surprise there, I thought, was that McCollum Pruitt made it over Rodney Williams, because special teams through the preseason did not look special. And Rodney Williams was one of their best special teams guys. So I think that the 53, at least on the offensive side, is kind of like what we expected. Some of these injuries, like, I disagree that Herbie got a chance to win the starting center position. If you just watch the 2 men on film, Zach Frazier's light years better than Herbie. And Herbie is a 5-year veteran? I just think that was, again, that old school mentality. And sometimes it's a good thing. Other times it's not. And I think that any snaps that he got with the first string over Zach Frazier was a waste of time, because Herbig is not a starter in the NFL at any position on the offensive line. I just believe that in the modern NFL, you got to play these guys. You play them young. If they're a first-round guy pick, you get that 5th-year option. If not, you got it for 4 years, and you got to use them, especially if they're special, and Zach Frazier's special. So I really don't have any surprises on my biggest surprise on offense is that they haven't brought in another receiver.
I don't disagree, Shannon. I just
outside
think that
outside of George Pickens, hold on, Big G, defense. You can ask your question in a second. Outside of George Pickens, what rookie has started on day 1 for Mike Tomlin?
Well, Kendrick Green, but they had no choice.
Yeah, he was trash. But that's what I'm going off of, because even in his rookie season, Kenny had a better preseason than Mitch. He didn't play him. He didn't play Joey Porter Jr. last year. Broderick Jones and Joey Porter Jr. was experienced. Now, Broderick Jones didn't play a whole bunch of games in college. He's just an elite talent. I understand making him wait. But I was just saying, now Herbert deserved to start or a starter, but Tomlin can start him the first couple of games because he doesn't like to just give rookie stuff.
Well, I really I didn't agree with not starting Joey Porter Jr. last year.
No, I didn't either. I don't agree with if Herbert hadn't started, but I'm just saying that's what Tomlin can do.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I thought that, you know how I felt about the guy, and I know Big G agrees with me, but every time they try to Levi Wallace out there, it drove me crazy. It literally drove me up the wall because you had Joey Porter Jr. standing on the sideline with his helmet in his hand.
That's Tate, that's your Wi-Fi that's cutting up, bro. It ain't. And me and Shannon are fine. It's been that way the whole time.
Me and Shannon both heard it when you were reading. I ain't saying he had a problem since that happened, but we both heard it when you were reading.
Okay.
So we got a
super chat. We got a super chat.
G Stacks. The chat general G Stacks gives us $2. We appreciate it, G Stacks. Is there a breakout receiver?
G Stacks, thank you for that, man. Is there a breakout receiver on the roster for 2024? Yes, there is. George Pickens can have a breakout receiving year. He's definitely moved forward as far as the Steelers is concerned, and being able to put his hat or hang his hat on being a number one receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers and possibly a top 10 or 15 wide receiver in the NFL for the Steelers. So if anybody's going to have a breakoff season, I think it would be Pickens.
I agree totally.
He said besides Pickens. He said besides.
Yeah, that's why I said Roman Wilson, but he's hurt.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting ready to say. Is Roman Wilson is, it's going to take a little bit of time where he missed so much, basically all of training camp. But that guy is your future wide receiver too, and he could be special.
But to be honest, in Arthur Smith's offense, the number two receiver is not expected to put up high numbers. That's not the expectation. So if there was going to be a breakout receiver, it would be more of a tight end whose numbers would elevate.
He said receiver, not tight end. And one of Arthur Smith's, maybe his last year in Tennessee, A.J. Brown had like 1,200 yards and Corey Davis had like 900 yards.
Correct.
Oh, so so you telling me if Calvin Austin got 900 yards, it's not a breakout?
Yeah, but that last team in Tennessee, he did not have a top tight end. Correct. He had to use Davis.
Correct. And he used Corey Davis more like inside slot.
Who was his tight ends in?
Can't even remember who they were.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't have a
breakout.
He didn't have a Pat Freiermuth. Let's put it that way.
That's correct. Or a Darnell Washington.
Yeah.
Or a Hayward. He didn't have any of those players.
I'm just saying the question was breakout receiver. Let's go. So, Big G, defense. Well, what you thought about the defense? Can I tell you what I thought first, and you go from there?
Go ahead.
You ever heard of the term DL?
Yeah.
If it's some DL, you get a big pause, don't you?
Yeah, because you're on the down low.
Because out here in these streets, you're on the down low.
Yeah.
But let's talk about these DL boys, more specifically, the L boys. Larry O, Liao, Loudermilk, Lowry, and Lee all made the team.
That's crazy.
All made the team. They kept 8 defensive linemen, Big G.
Yeah.
So now you go ahead from there with the defense. I just was surprised that probably Loudermilk and Lee. But go ahead and talk about the defense.
So what killed Pittsburgh last year when we had our run? Yes, it was injuries to key players like, TJ, and yeah, Minka missed some games and all whatever else. But the thing that hurt us the most is that we didn't have defensive line depth. We were getting killed and punished on the defensive line last year in totality as a team, especially even when Hayward went out. So it didn't shock me that this was a season that they kept that many defensive linemen to give their team an opportunity, because a 17-game football season is a long season. And if you don't have depth on the offensive line and depth on the defensive line, you're cooked. So it made all the sense in the world to keep those type of guys, as far as 8 concerned, on the roster. I have been calling for Logan Lee all along. I thought Logan Lee's just a traditional Steeler defensive lineman that we're going to build into and be like a Kels dog, that a guy that's out there doing what he needs to do to grow with the Pittsburgh Steelers team. So, yeah, I love it. I love the fact we kept 8, because now guess what? If there's an injury, we don't have to be worrying about going and picking somebody up off the street. We know that the guys that we have will understand the playbook, be able to run our scheme, which is very exotic because most teams don't run a 3-4 the way we run a 3-4.
Go ahead and talk about the rest of the defense.
Okay, so we did well. Like I've been saying all along, we got this, right? We have, in my position, we have the best depth in all of football. Even though Moon is hurt, even though Moon is out, we still have the best depth across football. What you waving your hand for, bro?
Because you was freezing up again. I was seeing if I was freezing up by moving my hand while you was freezing up, but it was you.
Okay. So anyway, we have the best depth as far as the linebackers is concerned. I think we have very good depth concerning the corners. I think we have very good depth concerning.
What do you think? Well, what do you think about Leal being kept as the fourth edge, and we're only keeping 3 true edges?
Well, it's because Jeremiah Moon's hurt.
Yeah.
Because Jeremiah Moon can move up and down.
What about your boy Kyron Johnson? They could have kept him.
I would take Leal before I took Kyron Johnson right now, even though Kyron Johnson.
No, I'm saying in way to have a true fourth edge.
No,
I'm not saying over Leal.
Yeah,
but you could have got Kyron Johnson and let Lee see if he made it to the practice squad.
Well, that's telling me that Jeremiah Moon outplayed him in the season, and so they're looking long term for 17 games. So if you need an extra guy to throw in there and rotate in, you believe Leal and then let Jeremiah Moon get healthy and come back and take that fourth edge position. To me, it made all the sense in the world. Okay. And that's what I said. They have depth concerning the linebacker, so I'm not worried at all.
So you good with? I know Shannon is. You good with Benny Bishop being the nickel corner?
For now, I mean, Benny's going to have to show me in game. I think he had a good preseason. I'm not going to say he had a great preseason because I saw there's some need for improvement. But I know that how NFL offensive coordinators work, they find the weakness in the defense. So Benny can't be on the field and be a casualty or a weakness for the Steelers defense. It should be exotic. But I do know coming in the season, you're going to see Benny playing a lot closer to the line of scrimmage. You're going to see Benny sitting on a lot of blitzes. You're going to see a lot of exotic packages that's ran out of that defense. So, but I look for him to go standard 3-4 right off the bat, even if they play up against nickel personnel, because I think some of our set can play that position. And I look for him to be real. The blitz scheme is concerned in Pittsburgh.
Okay. So let me ask you guys this. So is there any position that we can upgrade out there on the waiver wire that you'd like to see the Steelers bring in?
We don't have any choice. Offensive line. You have to get some. You cannot go into a season with 7 offensive linemen. You don't have a choice. You have to pick up at least 2, possibly 3 offensive linemen. You have to. Because you can't take the chance. If one guy goes down, now you're stretched and you got one back out to go a whole game.
If they pick up 2 offensive linemen, I guess you talk about the active roster.
Yes.
So they'd have to get rid of somebody in order to do that.
You can't go into a game with 7 linemen. I mean, that's you're asking for it.
Well,
You're
first,
asking for it.
I think Fautanu is going to play.
Okay.
Broderick Jones, Frazier,
Mm-hmm.
Daniels,
Mm-hmm.
and me and Shannon think Spencer Anderson. That's 5.
Correct.
You still got what's his name? McCormick.
There's one back
Still
up.
got Dan Moore,
There's 2.
and you still got I'm missing somebody. They kept McCollum on the squad too, center.
Well, they pick up Doug Nestor today too.
On the practice squad. I'm talking about the active 53.
But you can put somebody on the practice squad like Beach, as Big G mentioned earlier, or Fisher, and put them on the practice squad and elevate them for the game.
Correct. But you can't go into a game with 7 offensive linemen. You're asking for it. You are asking for it. You need to have 8 to 9 guys on the active roster when you suit up and go into Atlanta. You have to have 8 to 9 offensive linemen. Gotta have it.
Quad Father with the super chat. Thanks for the $2, Quad. He thinks Corey Trice will play slot as well.
I don't disagree. I think that's big facts, Quad Father. I believe that he will line up because, like I said, you can't. And the way that the Steelers play defense, that exotic 3-4 defense, when they find a weakness, they're going to go at it over and over and over again. This is not like college. When they find a weakness, they're going at it. And so if Beanie shows, now I'm not saying he will, but if Beanie shows that teams pick on him at that slot corner, you got to switch it and rotate it around. You have to have that flexibility to be able to bring a guy in. And we all know Trice is an avatar. He's a big guy. He's 6'2" and some change. So if he shows that he can stop that inside route release, because I'm not worried about anything that goes to the outside. But if he can stop that inside route release, oh, yeah. Yeah, he'll play some in nickel.
Who's the offensive lineman you guys like to see him bring in?
Shannon?
I don't know. I didn't see anybody that really stood out to me on the waiver wire. And I haven't really even been paying attention because, like I said, this Samalu injury was, just happened. So I haven't really even looked.
Out of the blue.
Yeah.
I know me and Big G was talking. DJ Humphrey is available.
Facts. Big facts.
Nice veteran tackle. Donovan Smith, who played for Tampa and I believe Kansas City, a veteran tackle, just to bring a body in the room and a voice and experience in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But so pass offensive line, as far as receivers go, receivers not working the trade, receivers that have been cut. There was talk about Tim, what's his name from Denver?
Patrick. He already signed.
Tim Patrick, yeah.
He signed with
the Lions.
Detroit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was talk of that, but so the one guy I'd like the Steelers to take a flyer on, practice squad, big body, Terrence Marshall. Played in Carolina, played at LSU with Joe Burrow, 6'2", 220.
He signed somewhere today.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the one I was looking at. You guys got any ideas of receiver, guys that have been cut?
Most of the guys who are on the waiver wire for wide receiver positions in the NFL have been on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster before at one point or another. But the guy that I would be interested in, I want to see Amon-Ra St. Brown's brother, who got cut out of New Orleans, to see if the Steelers take a fly on him. Because he's got the body shape and he's got the body size. And I think a wide receiver like him, he might fit into the Steelers. But there's a lot of guys out there like Allen Robertson, guys that's already been on our roster before. Heck, Martavius Bryant is out there on the streets.
Miles Boykin.
Yeah, hey, Miles Boykin,
I tell you what, and this is fire. This is fire. And you guys won't agree with me. I know Shannon won't. But I'm a little bit more of a risk taker than some of you guys.
Don't even say it.
Kadarius Toney.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
What you thought I was going to say, Shannon?
I thought you was going to say AB.
Oh, no way. But I think Kadarius Toney is a young talent, and I think Tomlin can get the best and keep the best, just like he did with AB for 9 years.
Yeah.
I think you upgrade that room. You don't have to play right away because, like Shannon said, you're good, but you can bring him in and make him the sixth receiver, or put Scotty Miller on the practice squad and put him in as the fifth receiver and see how it goes, because he's a true talent, the first round pick 3 years ago. My thought.
I wouldn't be. Well, this is the thing. I think Tony's hurt, man. I think he's injured. Even though I know, and listen, when I'm telling you the Kansas City Chiefs hit that waiver wire like I've never seen an NFL team hit it, they tore it up. They hit that wire. They look Baltimore Ravenish. So that's the waiver wire.
I agree with you, Big G. I saw that. This is a question to Shannon. Shannon, how come the Steelers didn't put in no waiver claims?
I don't think there was anybody they were all that interested in.
Man, you guys don't want like Terrell Edmonds back?
I think they burned too many bridges there.
Yeah, he's gone.
I don't think that he wanted to come back. I don't think they wanted him back. I love the dude. I don't think they do.
He'd be an upgrade over Jalen Elliott.
Oh, I agree, but I just don't think they wanted him back.
Even for mine, even a gamble on Lewis Singh.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Not an upgrade over Jalen Elliott. First round pick 2 years ago.
Well, the first round pick doesn't necessarily mean you could play in the NFL. You know,
he was drafted in the first round. Doesn't mean you could play, but maybe under the right system, the right coaching. He's 6'2", 215, 4.4 speed. I just think, you want to get as many good players on your roster as you can. And if you think he's better than Jalen Elliott, granted, he don't know the system. He ain't been in camp. There's that part. But I think he's a better talent than Jalen Elliott.
What's the King kid, the defensive back down in Houston that we had on the roster before he got cut? So, I mean, he knows our system. I don't think he was necessarily a bad player for the Steelers.
I don't think they want to revisit that again. He really didn't get a chance, but Desmond King did get cut.
Yeah. So I don't, like I said, I believe if Tomlin and them really saw a guy that they really, really, really wanted, they would have pushed for it. Yeah, so, Shannon, I agree with you in totality, bro.
Shout out to my fam real quick. Tate, what's happening? Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you all right. What's up, T? Yeah, Shannon, like you said, man, I just think that if they really had a guy, they would have went after him. They would have been aggressive. I think have just a guy, period.
Any guy.
Waiver wire's there. Waiver wire's there. If you see a guy you want, go get him. So I don't think that they saw a guy that was, they were willing to bring it to the building. Now, time will tell. Time will tell.
Real quick before you get ready to go.
The Steelers signed Brandon Williams to the practice squad.
Brandon Johnson.
And he's worked with Russell Wilson in the past. So I think that's partly why.
I'm going to read the 5 confirmed practice squad players as of right now. Running back Boston Scott, running back Jonathan Ward, wide receiver Brandon Johnson, offensive lineman Doug Nexter, and they brought cornerback Anthony Avert back.
We got another super chat, Tate.
Super chat from Last King of Scotland. Last King's in the building. What's up, man? Oh, he talking to you, Big G.
He's talking to Shannon. Shannon got vested interest with West Virginia. I help all the bad things in the world happen to Penn State and only Penn State. So he ain't really talking to me like that. I'm a Buckeye fan, bro, and I already know we got their number. Bet the house that the Buckeyes cover the spread on Penn State. Talk that, because Shannon's a Mountaineer, not me. But I wouldn't be shocked. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't be shocked. He said, bet the house Penn State -8 over West Virginia.
I would take West Virginia with 8 in Morgantown. I would if I was, but yeah. So, fellas, any last thoughts about the roster before we get ready to get out of here?
No, I just think that they still got to make a move on the offensive line. I think I wouldn't be shocked if they brought another guy in. It's not just a practice squad by.
Hey, and thanks, Last King of Scotland for the $1.99. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But Shannon, any thoughts from you on the 53?
Nah, I think there'll still be another change or two before the season starts. So I'm just kind of waiting to see, for that next shoe to drop.
Got another super chat from, of course, the Quad Father in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Quad. North Dakota State is going to upset Colorado. I wouldn't be shocked if that happened. I would be less shocked if that happened. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Andy P called it on the Level Up College Football podcast. Absolutely called it. He said North Dakota State would beat Colorado.
If they was going to North Dakota, I would definitely pick that one. But I got to put some respect on Boulder Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so my thought is closing out on the Steelers, 53. I think it's a talented team, talented roster. They do have some injuries that they need to, shore up and get over as soon as possible. I think we see a move at wide receiver before the game kicks off in Atlanta. I'm not saying it's a big move. I'm not saying it's Brandon Ayuk. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but there's a move to be made. I think that's why they kept 5 receivers in case they want to go to 6 or in case they want to switch somebody out and stay at 5. And I think the odd man out in that would be either Scotty Miller or Calvin Austin if they find an upgrade, because you want a bigger body for that other receiver. Maybe somebody that can be a gunner. That's why I thought Dez Fitzpatrick would make it over Scotty Miller. Miles Boykin is out there. He's one of the best gunners ever. So you could bring him up for special teams and move Scotty Miller down to the practice squad. I could see that happening. But I just think a move of receiver is going to be made. That's my take. But, fellas, that's pretty much a show. We've been here for a bit. You guys want to let people know what you're doing between now and next time we show up here on the Pump Your Brakes podcast?
Shannon?
No, probably just my next podcast is Steeler Hangover Monday night. So, and other than that, I'll be watching you guys.
Mm-hmm. Fellas, thanks again for rocking with us on Pump Your Brakes. We'll check you guys again come this Friday on the Homies and Homies Overtime with B-Dirt, Tate, and me, and my boy Payday. And then swing on and check on the Know-It-Alls on Sunday with me, Mod, and Tate. And then make sure you swing to the Level Up College Football podcast on Mondays with me and my boy Andy P. All of these podcasts you can find either on Steel Curtain Network and Fans First Network. And then make sure you follow all the Steel Curtain Network shows that we have here on the channel.
And check out the live fantasy draft, 9 o'clock, Know-It-All, Sunday evening. If you haven't had your draft yet, just bring your Labor Day Eve in the right way and just watch what I do. No, hold the fact sign up, Big G.
I ain't holding the fact sign. Get that trash up out of here.
But fellas, man, great show. I feel like I'm not saying something else I need. Oh, Big G. One more time. Read it. The DraftKings special offer with Steel Curtain Network.
Thanks again for rocking with us on the show. And make sure you take advantage of this special offer offered through Steel Curtain Network and DraftKings. Check out DraftKings Sportsbook for all your sportsbook needs. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use the code CURTAIN. That's code CURTAIN, CURTAIN, for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits guaranteed. Plus, get an opportunity to win NFL Premium Plus on Steel Curtain Network. Offer expires 9/19 of 2024.
Okay, we about to get out. While the outro is playing, let's get them thumbs up. Wow, we got 76. Let's see if we can get to 80 real quick before the outro get to going. So until next week, from myself, the little fella, little algorithm, and the big triple OG homie, Shannon White, in the building. Shannon, take us home.